Hello again, welcome to another edition of the Real Ale Guide. We have Chad's beer reviews. There you go. On the show today. Chad, we've done 3 or 4 British beers between myself and Mrs. Real Ale Guide on the show, but this is going to be our first American beer.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the
Flying Dog.
Snake Dog.
Or Snake, yeah, Flying Dog Snake Dog IPA.
Yeah. And there's something very interesting on your bottle. Unfortunately, it's not on mine. It's a British version or an imported version, if you like.
Yeah.
So there's something quite funny on the bottle there. You'd like
Yeah,
to
it
read
says,
that?
tired of those annoying 3 a.m. hang-ups from your crazy stalking ex? Turns out the same qualities that make your ex so damn annoying make our Snake Dog IPA so attractive. Chock full of bitterness, bite, and attitude, it slaps you in the face with flavor. Just like your psycho ex did at the bar last weekend. 7.1% ABV and it's 60 IBUs.
Yep, absolutely. I've had this beer once before, actually, in the UK, but it was on cask at the Grove Inn in Huddersfield. I had it with Hopsine.
Yeah, and you're probably about 10 beers deep at that point.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was fairly old, which was a shame. So I'm very much looking forward to getting into this.
Yeah, me too. It's a blue bottle cap.
I got a very good freshness date on this, so it should be a fairly fresh beer.
Mine doesn't have a freshness date. It just has like a code I can't even make heads or tails out of.
April
so you want to get
2012.
popping here?
Yep, let's get it open, mate. Oh, plenty of smoke.
Yep. Oh, I can smell it already.
Yeah. Can smell peach.
Whoa. I love this glass. It forces a good head on the beer.
This looks absolutely divine, if I'm honest. that looks divine. Look at that for a beer.
I don't know about divine. I mean, it looks like a pretty standard IPA to me. It's like an orange peach color. You said it smells like peach. It kind of looks like peach.
It's, for me, Chad, I mean, the Brits, they invented like a 3% IPA. I always get excited. I always get really, really excited when I get a proper, authentic, strong American IPA. It always gets my blood going. It
How's
looks
it smell?
fantastic.
I get a lot of flowers. I get like not so much citrus, but like more like tropical fruit juice. Like kind of like a syrupy, fruity sweetness. Do you get that?
Mine's very, very... I'm getting hardly any nose at all to this, if I'm honest. It's very light, very light.
I get flowers. It smells like it's going to be very sweet for an IPA.
Yeah, it does certainly smell sweet.
Alright, so let's get in here.
Yeah, let's get in. Cheers, Chad.
Cheers.
Nothing like the drinking. Cheers.
Wow, that's bitter.
Wow.
Was it?
Oh, wow.
It's only 60 IBUs, but it's very, very bitter.
That is very bitter. Do you know the first thing I got as soon as I put it to my lips was toffee? Did you get toffee?
Yeah, I get like a sticky, kind of like a confectionery sweetness. Like toffee or... It's like caramelized, like burned sugar.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is very, very malty
well.
for an IPA. I gotta keep topping off as I go. This glass only holds 1/3 of a liter. I don't know if you can see the line on there.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
I see.
It's right on where the head is, so you can't... There you go.
Oh, yeah, I got you. What's your initial thoughts, Chad? I like your initial thoughts when I watch your beer reviews.
my initial thoughts is that it's throwing me for a loop. It's like it's kind of strange because from the smell, I was expecting something more West Coast style with like, citrus and candy kind of taste, but the taste on this one is very very syrupy, very sticky, and extremely bitter.
Yeah,
Um, it's weird because I wasn't expecting it to be this kind of sweetness. Like it's more of like a deeper, richer kind of sweetness than like a lighter candy kind of sweetness.
the the bittering for me, as you were talking about the bitterness, was going on and on and on, and it's still there now. It's kind of like at the back of your tongue.
Yeah, the hops linger.
Yeah. Um. But it seems like they didn't want it to get it that bitter, but they kind of have. If you know.
Yeah, I mean 60 IBUs. I mean you've had the Dogfish Head 60 minute, right?
Yeah.
That's the same bitterness level technically, but I mean it's a totally different recipe. This is very very bready, like very bready maltiness. Um, this is for like the people that like balanced IPAs, I think.
Yeah.
You know, um, yeah, it's I kind of have mixed feelings on this one. I mean, it's not bad at all. I would I like it, but
I like it, and I'm wondering if it's leaning towards a British IPA, but they bumped it up to 7.1%. Would you agree there? Where if it was 4 to 5%, it would taste like a British IPA, but because they bumped it up to 7.1, it kind of, like you mentioned, the maltiness of this beer, the bready maltiness.
yeah,
It's
I
not.
think Americans, people tend to when it comes to American IPAs, if they're very malty, people say they're like an English style IPA.
Yeah,
It's like it's all just hops and it's completely, it's not balanced or it's not meant to be balanced. Like that's an American IPA. Um, I mean, for an American IPA, it's more East Coast style because it's kind of like the sticky, very resiny.
yeah,
No fruit juice, no citrus in here, despite the nose. But yeah, it's a very sticky, sweet, almost sickly sweet for an IPA.
yes, yes. And if you notice, Chad, if you spin the beer up, you kind of get that in the head as well. If you start to spin the beer up, it kind of gives a very very thick, sticky head as well. Can you see
Yeah, I'm
that?
getting some nice lacing on here.
Yeah. It looks brilliant in the glass. It really does look a brilliant beer in the glass. I'm loving the consistency of the head. I'm loving
Yeah.
the carbonation. I'm loving the colour. And then it's almost just a bit of a letdown in the taste. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's strange because like yeah, it's like it's so bitter for 60 IBUs and it's so sweet. I mean, it's kind of like I did the Founder's Devil Dancer recently, which is like 12% ABV and it's 112 IBUs.
Wow.
This seems almost as bitter as that.
Yeah.
It's very sweet, especially I mean, the Raging Bitch is their double version and it's a completely different beer than this. It's a much lighter kind of candy kind of taste beer. This actually seems heavier than that, you know. Um, I mean it's good though. I mean this is the kind of beer like you almost have to have this with food.
Yes.
I some wings,
Absolutely.
some really hot spicy food.
Piece of cheese, piece of strong cheddar, just to take. I think the cheddar would take that bitterness away. It would take the edge
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, it would help take the edge off the hops.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a good palate cleanser though. It's making me thirsty
It's very
because the
thick.
hops are lingering.
Yeah, it's very thick. Chad,
Yeah.
at this stage of the review, I normally ask myself, but I'm going to ask you, if you were to buy this beer, where would you see yourself buying it? Where would it fit in with your drinking style? And yeah, basically, where would this fit in with your lifestyle? Where would you buy this beer, or you know?
With my lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, if I was having, if I was gonna get pizza and wings, this would be good to go with it, especially if you got like really hot wings.
Yeah.
But other than that, like this isn't the kind of beer I would want just to drink on its own because it's very bitter and very sweet, and it's drying me out. I mean, the drinkability on it is good, I guess. It's pretty smooth. Um, I mean, yeah, it's very smooth, but it just the hops are lingering, so it's a bit of a challenge. Like, you should bring Mel and give her a sip. I'd be interested to see. This might knock her socks off because it's totally different than the IPA she's had, I bet.
Yeah. Shall I call? Yeah, why not? Let's see. We'll carry on talking, but I'll see if I can call it in. Mel, can you come in on the review? Yeah. So, I think if I really wish I had a piece of cheese to hand. I really wish I could pause the review right now, like you do. Come back for your final thoughts, and come back and taste this with a bit of food. It would be great to do that, but Mel is here. She is in a dressing gown, so you'd have to excuse her. But Chad wants to see what you think of this beer. It's 60 IBUs, but it's very, very. It is very, very bitter. Very bitter.
And sticky sweet.
It's sticky. It's that bittering goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
That bitter is bad. My initial feeling, get one of the asthma pumps. When I suffer asthma, and the blue one,
oh yeah,
it tastes like that. That just the bitterness, but on terms of the other flavours,
it's tough. It's very sticky. It's very the resinous hops. The hops
Yeah,
are
very
a big resinous.
resiny, sappy.
Yeah,
yeah.
like sap from a tree.
It's more like pine sap than pine needles.
Yeah.
All I can taste is that.
That's quite a.
The aftertaste is a bit sweeter though, isn't it? Kind of
Yeah, it's
hoppy and
it's pretty dry. Yeah.
yeah, it is really dry.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I think I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'm not really disliking the beer. I'm not really disliking the beer. It's a good beer, but like you say, I just wish we could pause the review for a moment and just get a bit of cheese or something, just to see if we could balance the beer out a little bit. Do you agree?
Yeah. Well, if you would learn how to edit, you can do that. No problem. It's easy.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Let's do a Chad's final thoughts.
Yep.
We'll come back in a moment with our final thoughts with a bit of food. Cheers. Come back in a moment.
Cheers.
Okay, we are back. I've just gone to the fridge, got a bit of cheese. I basically think that we can really take the IBUs away, or the really strong bitter and finish from this beer with a bit of food. So I'm going to go in with just a bit of bite of cheese and just see.
Now that it's getting warm, it's turning into like a butterscotch kind of taste.
And well, that's changed the beer completely. It's smoothed it out. It's taken away that really, really massive, because I mean it's only meant to be 60 IBUs.
What kind of cheese are you eating?
We're eating just some mature cheddar.
Okay.
And it's something that when I went on a brewery tour, we just put some cheese together with some really strong beers, and it really just makes it's just really strange how it just takes the edge off the beer. But going back to it without food. What's your final thoughts on this beer, Chad?
I think it's good, but it's not great. I'll give this a solid 7 out of 10. It's got plenty of flavor, and it's I like the flavor that's there. I think it's like a little too for such a a regular IPA.
Yeah.
The fact that it's like so bitter at 60 IBUs, it seems a little off, and it's like very, very sticky and sweet. I mean, it just seems like such a bigger beer than it actually is, but it's got plenty of flavor, and I think that drinking it, especially with a meal, would really help. But as a beer in and of itself, it's good. So yeah, 7.
7 out of 10. Do you know, I think I'm going to join you on a 7. I'm going to join you on a 7. It's a very, very good craft beer, but
Yeah.
it's just not mind-blowing, is it, mate? It's just not...
No.
It's just not... Well...
There's nothing really wrong with it either.
No. I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably a beefed up English session beer. It's a beefed
On
up...
steroids.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 7.1% ABV, and it's a beefed up, very, very malty. It's very sticky.
Yeah.
Kind of what they call it an IPA. So I'm going to join Chad on a 7 for the Snake Dog IPA from Flying Dog.
Yep.
Yep, let's get the bottle up. I really like the description of the beer. It's very, very good. Catch myself and Chad. We're going to do, if you watch the interview from 2010, myself and Chad are going to do it like a kind of a catch-up, relaxed 2011 interview.
Yeah. Yeah.
So catch that, and cheers.
Cheers. I want to do